everyone, this is cookwithpooja.com and I'm going to teach you basic sponge cake today. So let's get started. We need 4 eggs, 4 ounces of plain flour, that's maida, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 4 ounces of sugar. That's it. Now the very important tip to make a perfect sponge cake is that your eggs needs to be beaten very nicely, that it should come to double or maybe triple to its original quantity. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to beat the eggs perfectly. But before that, some basic baking tips. First things first, you firstly need to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and this particular sponge cake needs 25 minutes to be baked. So before you start putting everything together, preheat your oven. Take a square pan or a round cake pan, whatever shape of cake you really want to have it. Take that, grease it with some oil. I'm using a spray oil like this and just grease it nicely. That's it. And then take a butter paper or a parchment paper and then put it onto the top of the grease surface so that your cake doesn't stick at all and it will be easy to remove it from the tray after it's baked. So let's start cooking. Now I'm taking a bench mixer to beat my eggs properly. If you don't have a bench mixer, no worries, you can just use a hand mixer to blend your eggs nicely, or even a manual whisk is okay, but that's going to take a longer time. So when you're using a hand mixer or a bench mixer, it takes 7 to 8 minutes for your eggs to be beaten very nicely. Pour all your 4 eggs to the bench mixer and start beating them. After 7 minutes of beating, this is how our eggs look. You can see the trail of the egg is not falling down. This is the consistency we were looking for. As you can see, our egg has stiff peaks now, perfect consistency. Now I'm going to add teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract. Extract is definitely better, but if you don't get it, no problem. Add teaspoon of essence. Next we are going to add granulated sugar to the beaten eggs or caster sugar. Whenever you are baking, very important to keep a note of correct ingredients and their quantities. 4 ounces of sugar is equal to half cup of sugar or 100 grams. So whatever measurement cup you are using, you can convert and then put it correctly. So I'm adding 4 ounces of caster sugar to my beaten eggs, and again we are going to beat them for 3 minutes. So this is how our consistency of the egg and sugar mix should be, and as you can see, it's double the quantity of the original eggs that we kept. So this is what we were looking for. Now our egg and sugar mixer is ready. Now is the time to fold in flour to it. So we are going to take 4 ounces, that is half a cup of maida, that is plain flour, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Not much, just 1 teaspoon. And we are going to sieve it. Why sieving of flour is necessary? Because for the people who are baking for the first time, it aerates the flour. So the flour becomes little light and your cake is going to become fluffy. So now I'm going to fold this flour with the egg mix. Add half or 1/4 the quantity of flour at a time, not all together, and you are going to fold it. How to fold? Cut, fold, cut, fold, cut, fold. You have to use a gentle hand because we don't really want our eggs mix to sit down. We want it as fluffy as it was. So just gently fold in all the flour. Cut and fold. Cut and fold. So this is the method of folding plain flour with your egg sugar mix. Cut and fold so that we don't vigorously whisk the plain flour with the egg mix. The egg mixture will sit down. That we really don't want it. So next batch of our maida and plain flour goes in, and again I'm going to follow the same procedure. Cut and fold, cut and fold, and after that I'm going to pour this in my greased tin. So our plain flour is nicely mixed with the egg mix. I'm going to pour it in my greased pan. I'm going to further grease it a little bit more. That's it. Why we are doing so much of greasing? Because we don't want our cake to stick while we take it out after it's baked. One last fold like this, and I'm going to pour my cake batter. See, as you can see, the batter is so soft. That's it. I've poured the batter nicely. Before I put it to the oven, tap it like this on the table so that these bubbles come out. With the help of the spatula, smooth it out and also level it out nicely. Yes, my cake is nicely leveled. And I'm going to put this in my oven. Now I'm going to keep this in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, we are going to check it. Don't be impatient. Do not ever open your oven in between the cooking. That will result into your bottom flattened cakes. That we really don't want it. So I'm going to put this in oven. After 25 minutes, let's check our sponge cake. There is a trick to check whether your cake is completely cooked or not. Take a bamboo skewer, insert it in the middle of your cake, and when it comes out clean without any crumbs on the bamboo stick or any other skewer, that means your cake is completely cooked. Bring it out from the oven. Insert the skewer in the center and see, it came out clean, no scum. That means my cake is ready. Turn off the oven and bring it out. Our cake is ready. Look at this, evenly cooked, and when I touch it, it's so spongy. See, it comes back. It's very spongy at touch and it's completely cooked. Now I'm going to bring this out from the tray. How to do that? Let me show you. Take any knife. I'm using a palette knife, and just try to remove the sides nicely so that it doesn't break when we bring it out. Like this, smartly and slowly just scratch the ends so that our cake is not disturbed and it comes out easily. Now I want to bring this on the wired rack. This is called as the wired rack, on which we cool our cakes and other muffins and all. So I'm going to keep the wired rack, and I want to bring this down here. So with the help, little bit of gently, or maybe an easy trick is that put the wired rack like this onto the cake tin and slowly try to flip it. Ta-da! The cake has came out nicely, and I'm going to smartly remove the wax paper. That's it. As you can see, the cake is so spongy, so soft, and it's ready. So So your delicious and very spongy basic sponge cake or vanilla sponge cake is ready. You can use this to make different type of pastries. You can make pineapple pastries, you can make strawberry pastries and whatnot. And also you can use it as a basic cake and cover it with different type of icings, butter icing, fresh cream icing, ganache, and your delicious and scrumptious cakes can be ready. So this is the very main ingredient, and I hope I have made the recipe very easy and simple. No dividing the egg whites and egg yellows. Very simplified recipe, but the results are similar. You have a very soft and spongy sponge cake ready, and it took very less time too. I hope you're going to try this at home and let me know how it turned out for you. Till then, this is Pooja signing off. You don't forget to subscribe us at Cook with Pooja YouTube channel and like us on facebook.com. Bye bye.